Welcome everybody, my name is Rebecca Davison and I'm here with the fabulous Sheena Hemens. Welcome Sheena.
Hi Rebecca.
Sheena is the owner and restaurateur of Maison de Crepes.
That's right.
Maison de Crepes has been in Christchurch for a wee while.
It's 4 years in June, actually, which has gone incredibly quickly.
But you've just celebrated your first year anniversary in your new location.
Yeah, so not so new.
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
so we've been at the location in St Asaph Street for 1 year, which was last week. And what a year it's been.
Yeah, it's been an amazing year. We just had a wonderful event just recently, International Women's Day, which was fabulous.
And Rebecca was a speaker.
Yeah, great opportunity to come along and celebrate, obviously, women, but your amazing business as well. Yeah. So it's great to have you here today to talk about your business success. Yeah. And you definitely are a bright star in the Christchurch community. So congratulations on everything that you've achieved.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I love that you take that all the way in. That's beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about, because the journey of being in business is a big one.
Oh, what a journey.
Yeah.
Yes. It has really been a journey.
Yeah, it is a big process of self-belief.
Yeah.
And we've done some work together before and we've definitely had some conversations where it's been like, oh my goodness, this is what's happening in my business right now and I'm not quite sure how things are going to play out or unfold.
Well, not just business, but life in general.
Yes.
I mean, you've heard me and seen me crying and, there's been lots of challenges. And I think that there always are in business. But for me, it's not so much of the how-tos and the technicalities of the business that's the issue. It has been a personal journey. And for me, that personal journey has been, like you say, a journey of learning to believe and self-belief and trust, in myself and in my intuition.
Yes.
Which is something that I have learnt that if I, ignore at my peril.
Yes, because the interesting thing was, because we met each other quite a few years ago now, and you were in a very different place in your life. Yeah.
And I was ignoring my intuition, and I totally, I take responsibility. I got myself into a very tricky situation with an ex-partner because I wasn't listening to my gut. And I really think that is a key takeaway out of everything. And I think that by talking with you, and I think I really remember the very first conversation that we had on the telephone, and you could obviously sense my fear and my lack of trusting myself. And it was I remember it vividly, it was so hard to acknowledge that. But I knew you were right, but acknowledging it meant I had to do something.
Yes.
Actually, and that was the thing I think that was, one of the biggest things from working with you was acknowledging that my intuition was there and it was strong, and that the fear of actually listening to it was the thing that was holding me back. And it's hard. Sometimes your intuition is telling you to do something. And you go, oh my gosh, that's going to be so hard to do. It's going to be so hard and I'm going to have to change so many things and I'm going to have to be strong. And it's easier just to ignore my gut and just carry on doing what I'm doing. Yeah. And I had been doing that for a long time. And that conversation with you where I was just like, I just don't know what to do. And I knew you were saying to me, you do know what to do.
Yeah. And it's definitely about going to the deeper layer and getting to know yourself better. And of course, when we get to know ourselves better, we like ourselves more and we can trust ourselves more. Yeah. And you have been an amazing example of that in regards to how you've managed to apply that, not just to your own life, but to your business as well.
Yeah. And well, they are one and the same. So, my business is not a separate entity to me. It is,
it's your baby.
It is my baby. It is a part of me. And that, one of the things that has happened is that when I was in the relationship that I was talking about, which was not a healthy relationship, and it was the one where I really lost trust in myself and wasn't listening to my gut. The business that I had when I was with him was a completely different business to the one at St Asaph Street, which I have now, which I started 100% by myself
Mm-hmm.
a year after the relationship ended.
Mm-hmm.
That business is an extension of me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it shows. And I think it shows in the atmosphere, the ambience in there, the way the staff are, the way, like, you know, before I had so many issues with staff, they weren't happy. Because I wasn't happy.
Yes, it becomes a reflection.
It was all a reflection. You know, the relationship was difficult. And so the business was difficult.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now, you know, the staff are happy, the customers are happy because I'm happy.
Yeah.
And the business is still challenging.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's still challenging. It's a business. It's not a playground, you know.
Right.
So it's still challenging, and there are still different things that I have to deal with every day. But because I'm more at peace with myself, and that has come a lot from the things that you taught me during the Intuitive Entrepreneur course, because like I remember saying to you, do you remember this, that I'm not a routine person? Do you remember that? I said, no, I don't do routine. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl, and I don't do routine. I don't have a morning routine. And you talked so much about the importance of that morning routine. And now I pretty much take 2 hours in the week. It's got longer. It's got longer. I take 2 hours pretty much every morning. And I don't always do the same thing. It's not routine as in, because I am not really a routine sort of person, but my routine is to do those 2 hours for me. And it might be a walk, it might be the gym, it might be usually as a meditation, it is usually journaling or doing something like that. And different, but I do that time for me, and it's made a massive difference.
Yeah, the self-love process is being willing to give to yourself first.
And understanding.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. And I know that's part of a holistic process in terms of actually, you know, getting to where you want to go. Because a big part of the work we do, of course, is looking at your limiting beliefs. And I know, again, that takes some courage to go, okay, what's under there? Or we need to open up that closet in my mind or my awareness to kind of go, what is it that I do believe about myself or about my own success? And I know that you've done some great work in regards to that.
Well, I still am. I mean, you've just been up to my bathroom, and hopefully you saw the I am enough written on my mirror.
Yes, and lipstick, no doubt. Yeah, it's fantastic.
And red lipstick. Because I truly, you know, I think I grew up in a home that was not a positive parenting kind of home. And there was a lot of stuff that was told to me, you know, about the way that my parents thought they saw it, that it was, you know, and some of that was about how I looked, and some of that was about not being as smart as my brother, and some of it was about not looking pretty, or whatever the messages were, you know, or marry a millionaire if you want to be rich. That was what I got told. Like they're on trees or something.
Right.
And I realised that I'd grown up with these limiting beliefs that I wasn't even aware of, and limiting beliefs around money and my abilities to make money, my abilities to be an entrepreneur and to create a real business. You know, it's like people think when you open a restaurant, it's like a woman's thing. They go, yeah, I can totally see you behind the counter, you know, selling pies or selling pastries or selling cakes or crepes in my case. And it's cool. I didn't want to do that. I didn't start this business to stand behind a counter 8 hours a day making crepes. Sorry, I love my business and I love crepes, but that's not why I did it. I did it because I want to own a brand, a business. And I believe that Maison de Crepes can be a global business. That's what I want. I want it to be a global brand. And the doubt that I had was whether I could do that. Not whether it could be that. It was trying to then marry the two was really hard.
Because it totally comes back to, if you believe it's possible, then you can create it as a reality. So how do you feel that where are you at in terms of that now?
Well, something happened fairly recently that has really catapulted my belief in my global brand. I manifested a business partner.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at a time, I think, when, I was hitting some rock bottom moments with my business. Not because it wasn't doing well, but because of some legacy debt that I had associated with the old businesses and the old relationship, etc. And it was just getting so hard. But it was really weird because I knew, I just know that my business is going to be a big brand. Mm-hmm. I just know it. I almost feel like, yeah, it can be like McDonald's.
Yep, totally.
It can totally be like McDonald's. And I want Maison de Crepes to be a household name, and I really believe, but I just was not sure how on earth I was going to get there. Mm-hmm. But I was focused so much on that end picture and the vision.
Yes.
That something obviously had to happen to help me get there.
Yes.
And that's the kind of the manifestation thing that I have learned, that focus on what you want, focus on the thing that you believe is going to happen, and somehow the universe is going to make it happen. It may not be in the way that you think. Mm-hmm. And what happened was that someone walked in off the street who was who liked my business, had been in it a year before, and said to himself, wow, this would make an amazing franchise, an amazing business. And
I love it.
Then we closed that one, and he thought, oh, it's gone. And then he drove past my new one and came in and spoke to me. And he is a franchising expert. Mm-hmm. He is a supply chain management expert and consultant. He lectures in universities all around the world on supply chain management, which is basically what a business like mine needs to have to grow globally. Mm-hmm. And he has invested money into my business. We've become business partners. And he is a very experienced, knowledgeable man who has just shown amazing respect and belief in me, and has shown amazing respect and belief in my business. And so that has just fueled my vision even more, because it's, like I said to you, I'm not the only one going, this is a good thing, this is a good business, it could be a global brand. Mm-hmm. He's now saying it too. Mm-hmm. I was right, the world is round.
Yes.
Yay! Someone else thinks so too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's been amazing. It's really been amazing to have someone on my team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I remember having some conversations. I'd been in touch with you, and I was like, how you going? And you were like, whoa, this is not a great time. And I was like, holding the space for, something miraculous to happen. And then within about 10 days, you had contacted me and said, guess what?
Yeah.
And I was like, well done for holding your vision, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of self-belief, what do you feel that having done some work together in terms of your self-belief has done for you?
Well, it's done everything. I don't think that I would still be in business if I didn't have or hadn't learned the self-belief, or how to believe in myself and how to trust in myself. Mm-hmm. Being able to kind of check in with myself, which you taught me to be able to do, has, I didn't know, like when Alan walked in and we started the conversation of let's go into business together, I was really cynical. I hate to admit it, but I was really cynical. But I had to tune into my gut and my instinct to work out whether he was the right kind of person for me to be in business with, and it was totally saying yes. Mm-hmm. And then I had to actually acknowledge my belief in myself, because wow, this is getting real. Like now I've got someone else who wants to grow my business. I'm now accountable to him. Mm-hmm. He's put money into my business. Mm-hmm. I have to believe in myself. I have to believe that I can do this. Mm-hmm. And I work on that every day.
That's awesome.
So because if I don't keep a check on my thoughts, if I don't keep saying to myself that I can do this, and focus on the fact that my business is a business that is going to be a household name, that big, really big, hairy, audacious goal, if I don't focus on that, then all the little stuff that happens, all the challenges that happen in hospo every day. You ask anyone
Mm-hmm.
who's in hospo, there's a challenge every day. You know, the dishwasher breaks,
Yes,
or the
yes.
hot water runs out, or you didn't get something delivered that you needed, or whatever. You know, there's always something. If you're not able to believe in yourself and the big picture, then all those little things can derail you.
Totally. It's best personal development there is, right? Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So congratulations on the success of your business.
Thank you.
And if anybody's watching and you're in Christchurch at least, do go and check out Maison de Crepes. It is amazing.
Yes.
You have amazing buckwheat flour.
Yeah. So we import our flour for the savoury crepes from France. It's an organic French buckwheat. It's gluten-free. It's super healthy, nutritious. It's just, and it tastes amazing. And we also have good old-fashioned sweet crepes that are just like your mother used to make, but better, probably.
Yes.
And and we've been really creative. We were really I'll tell you a funny little story. We entered the Christchurch Food Chase, which is a competition that happens every August. And last year I didn't feel confident enough to enter it. This year I thought, why not? I think we can do well in this. And so we entered it, and it's with there's a lot of really good restaurants, amazing restaurants involved in this. And we entered it, and I came up with a tiramisu crepe.
Oh my goodness.
And we entered this in the competition, and it won. It actually won. And I could not believe it. But at the same time, there was a part of me that went, I knew that was going to happen. And do you know what was really, really funny? It was when we won that, I thought, I actually have a proper restaurant.
Nice.
I realised I didn't really feel that I had a proper restaurant before that, but now I do. And it was, so there's been some amazing parts of the journey. Some have been really challenging. And I've cried a lot of tears and had a lot of things where I've had to kind of just let myself cry and then pull myself up again and go, right, let's get on with it, and that's just kind of what you have to do. But, working with you, and that's why I asked you to speak, because I really wanted other people to hear not what you had to say, but just to feel your energy and to feel the passion that you have for people and helping people, and it was great, and you were great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you had people in tears. It was
in a good way. Best way.
In a good way.
So thank you so much for being so willing to share your journey and be vulnerable with us. This is, you're an incredible testament to the power of self-belief. And I wish you every continued success. I have no doubt that Maison de Crepes is going to be a global brand right there with you in that vision. So thank you so much, Sheena.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. What a blessing.